Just kind of want to flip it to you. Being in that role, like Zach is with that kind of assistant AD role, what were some of the big things that you're either doing well or that you think you might want to modify going into this year?
I don't think I communicate with the coaches I see a lot all the time. So like I communicate with the football coach,
Mm-hmm.
I communicate with the baseball coach because they work at the school. To caveat that, I also work with a bunch of their kids where I don't, I've only got a couple soccer kids. I've only got a couple tennis kids. Like I just don't. I have a ton of football, a ton of basketball, a ton of track, and a ton of baseball, and I also have and volleyball. So with the volleyball coach, I'm talking to him, and he runs such a good program that I don't necessarily need to talk to him a lot, and I don't know if he would want that communication, but I think that could just be a part where do a little better job of being on board with what's going on. I think our track coach would be all for it because they've both ran at a high level and they kind of have that expectation. But I think that's something I could pick up on. I think now that I've been helping us out with our middle school, that communication piece is just going to need to be better. And then, like I said, man, I think the coaching the coaches is really the next level. Now that I'm a year in at this high school, that's really the next step we need to take because I'm doing all I can only control, whoever's in my class and the kids that I see. But at the end of the day, the coaches are going to make the biggest impact on performance and the biggest return on investment. And they need to know best practices. This is why we do this. Like if I have to see another team sit in a circle and do static stretches and then go play a game, I'm gonna lose it. And so like it's things like that of, I've pivoted the football team, they no longer do 20 hamstring stretches and just mess around for 10 minutes before practice. They now do a warm up. And funny story for that is I went and watched them play 7-on-7 the other day, and I hope they listen to this. Went and watched them play 7-on-7 the other day, and I'm just watching. I'm not doing their warm up. It's not I don't need to. We literally do it every day. There's like a core 6 to 7, 8 things that we do every day, and then from there I vary it. So these kids get up to warm up and they do one thing that we do in our warm up, and everything else was a hamstring stretch or like stuff that I haven't seen all year. They did our goat stretch and they did hip rockers, and they did it for like 10 yards up and back for like 2 minutes. There wasn't a single pogo jump. There wasn't a single prime time. There wasn't a single sprint. There wasn't any of this stuff that we literally do every day. They got done with their warm up. And I was like, guys, that was awful. What was that? We do this every day. And they're like, well, I don't remember it. I'm like, no, you remember it. Anyway, we had that talk. I had that talk with them had that talk with them the next day. So that was fun. But yes, coaching the coaches is probably the biggest one for me.